Hello, my name is Malcolm Payne, and today I will be talking to you about the different alternatives that face top ranking high school basketball players as they move on to the next level. There are three options for top ranking high school basketball players when they decide that they want to move on to the next level: uh, the D League, college, and overseas. The NBA Developmental League, D League for short, is one of the best options for players coming out of high school that do not want to go to college. And the first reason why is the proximity. The developmental league is um, the minor league of the NBA. So all the NBA scouts are at every game. They see players, they see how they play, and also most of the teams are affiliates of a larger team. For example, the Iowa Stampede is an affiliate of the Portland Trailblazers. So often, a player that's a standout for that squad can get chosen and called up to the NBA. The change of the CBA, which is the collective bargaining agreement, meant that players could no longer skip straight from high school and go to the NBA. They had to have 1 year outside of high school before they were eligible to be drafted. And what the D League also provides is a development for younger players. So if a player is really good, but he just hasn't come into his own yet as a professional, he can go down to the D League, work on his skills, get a lot of time actually playing on the court, and get better. The one of the cons of the D League is the extremely low pay, and the places are often in the middle of nowhere. Uh, Players make less than they make working at McDonald's, so it's really tough from that aspect. There's two examples that I have of D leaguers. One is PJ Hairston. PJ Hairston was a star at the University of North Carolina, and he got in trouble after his second year. So he decided that instead of waiting an entire year to play again, he would just go to the developmental league. And what happened to him was he exploded. He matured as a person from being in an environment where he wasn't the big guy on campus all the time. He matured. So Hairston made a lot of noise, and he ended up getting drafted in the first round of the draft this year. And a con is a guy named Pierre Jackson, who he spent 4 years at Baylor University, graduated with honors, great player. He played amazing in the D League. He averaged almost 30 points a game, but he never got called up. And the reason he didn't get called up is because he's 5'10", which is very short for the NBA. So he's making a limited amount of money, and there was no chance of him getting called up. The other choice is college. College is great. You can get, for basketball players, they can get a free education, but often the problem with college is that players don't get paid. So a lot of these kids come from hard backgrounds, so they can't necessarily afford anything other than their meal plan. So, you can't go to McDonald's, you can't buy, some shoes to look nice. It's all on the university. But at the same time, uh, there's also limited upside, meaning the longer you stay in college, the lower your draft stock goes because typically the younger players are viewed as the more favorable because they have a lot of room to grow. Two examples would be Kevin Durant and a guy named Vernon Macklin. Kevin Durant went to college, Texas, for 1 year, played amazing, and got drafted second pick. And then Vernon Macklin was 12th ranked coming out of high school. And if the rules were still in effect, he could have jumped straight to the league. But the year before, the rule got shut down, so he had to go to Georgetown University for 1 year. Didn't fit in with the coaching system, so Vernon Macklin eventually he got drafted into the NBA after 4 years of college and transferring, but he was only there for 1 year because he didn't have the proper time to develop in college. So a guy like him, if he would have went directly to the NBA, he would have made more money in the long run. And then last, the option is overseas, and this is one of the newer options for American players because Americans don't really like to go overseas. Uh, but one thing that it provides is a cultural education. You get to live in a new environment, and the teams are more team oriented. So you get to learn how to play within a team system. And there's also much higher pay. You're getting paid six figures if you go overseas, pretty much. So those are the different options that top high school players have coming out.